So, what happens when you're not feeling great, you're exhausted and tired, but you still know that you need to do self care? Well, today I'm going to give you 6 simple strategies to utilize for self care, even when you are exhausted. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to go over 6 simple strategies to utilize for self care, even when you are exhausted. Especially when you are exhausted. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because I did it just yesterday. And don't forget to grab my Love's Blueprint ebook that I just created that helps you cultivate a profound connection, not only with yourself, but within your relationships. And you can grab that right now below in the description. Now, full transparency, I was exhausted Saturday and Sunday this weekend. I woke up and I was just completely toasted. It felt like I was hungover, but I didn't even drink. There were 2 things that happened within this whole weekend that I believe contributed to that. But also, when I go through my main points, the 6 steps that I'm going to share with you today, there are going to be some things that I'm also going to make note there that I think will help within you understanding why you might have low energy and to be okay with that. So first, I want to quickly point out that the 2 things that might have helped contribute to low energy was, one, Odin actually didn't sleep throughout the night for 2 nights in a row, which wasn't like him. He has been a solid sleeper ever since he was born, which is, I'm very grateful for. Like, he loves sleep. There are times when it's like 9:40 in the morning and I have to go in there just hoping that he's still awake and breathing, which is definitely a mom thing. And then the next thing was I had some food that didn't really agree with me, which caused me to have inflammation within my body. Now, anybody else who experiences maybe an autoimmune disorder or leaky gut syndrome, this is going to contribute to a lot of your low energy because of the foods are having a difficult time kind of processing through your body, and then they kind of slip into your bloodstream. Something else I want to note here is when you are experiencing a lot of stress, this can create more trauma within the body. And with that trauma, your body is going to be in survival mode. When you are in survival mode, quick science lesson here, your body is not going to be able to digest the food that you just had. It's allowing you to move the blood into your extremities to fight or flight, run away. We want to make sure that our body gets into more of a rest and digest state, which is one of my points. So let's get into these. Number 1 is awareness of your energy. Now, women have a 28-day cycle. And what this means is our energy ebbs and flows, and it goes through the moon cycle of 28 days. This is a healthy cycle. When we are experiencing cycles that are shorter or longer than a 28-day cycle, this is when we have some red flags. The other thing to note here is many of us have been on birth control for a very long period of time, which can disrupt our normal cycle and cause our body to have a lot of issues moving forward. I was on birth control for 10 plus years, which caused a lot of irregularities within my own cycle. And it took me a while to figure out how to get it functioning properly for me. One of the amazing things that I utilized was Elix. Elix Healing is a specialized tincture just for you, which I do have a discount code that you can take advantage of in the description below. They will have you go through a set of questions, take a picture of your tongue and send it in, and they will create a special blend just for you. Now, men have a 24-hour testosterone cycle. This is why they can really just put their head in the sand and work for a whole day. And a lot of the times they continuously have solid energy as long as they're taking care of themselves as well. And again, like I said, women are going to ebb and flow within the 28-day cycle. We have 4 phases. I'm not going to get into them. This is something that I highly recommend looking into if you want to do cycle syncing. But what you want to note here is just being aware of what your energy is. This is something that I have my clients inside of my group program Aligned do every single day, because your energy is not going to be the same day to day. And when you can start noticing what energy levels you will be at in certain phases of your 28-day cycle, you can start putting things in those weeks that you know and already can like future see that you're going to be in a lower energy within that week based off of your 28-day cycle. Now, yes, there can be circumstances. However, the more awareness that you have in regards to your 28-day cycle will allow you to connect deeper within your body and be able to plan for things before they even happen and already have really good energy. Something I love about this is because how many times have you been asked to do something and in the moment you're like, yeah, that actually sounds really cool, I'll do that. And then the day of, it's like your energy is tanked and you want to not go. If you already have a set blueprint of like what your energy level is going to be within that specific week, you can definitely go off of that. And more often than not, it's going to be accurate because of your awareness around your energy levels. So number 2 is to piggyback off of that first point is how you feel about this energy level. So something that I notice with inside myself and also my clients is that when we have a lower energy level, we make that mean something about us, which it really shouldn't. And let me explain why. First off, energy levels, the way that I have my clients and myself every single day track it is just gauging 1 through 10, how you're feeling, and then assigning a word to that specific energy level. When I have more of a lower energy level day, I may feel exhausted, I may feel tired, but really I want to tap into what that specifically is trying to share with me. Previously, I would speak poorly about myself. If I had a lower energy day, I'd be like, oh, I'm not good enough and I can't get through this content, or I'm not able to be on sales calls, whatever it might be. I made it mean something about me because I was at a lower energy. Now, if I'm at a higher energy, I may think like, oh, yay, I'm at a higher energy and I'm going to get more done. But then all of a sudden, that wasn't the case. I got too distracted, I got overwhelmed, and then I just shut down and froze in that survival mode. So something that I love about how we feel about our energy is they are clear roadmaps to maybe what we experienced within childhood. Now, what I mean by that is when I had lower energy and I made it mean something about me that was more negative, this was actually tied to my childhood on productivity. If I was productive, then I was good enough. And if I'm in a lower energy, then I'm not good enough. See how I'm creating that illusion, that limiting belief based off of my energy level. But that energy level could just be there to show me that I need to go inward for that day, or maybe curl up with a good book and not make it mean that I'm not good enough. So something I like to share with my clients is this beach example. And this is something that my coach shared with me. And I was like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. If you're having a beach day, and let's say that you are at a higher energy level, this could cause you to not be able to sit and really enjoy the beach because you're kind of fidgety and buzzy with energy and really wanting to maybe go and play volleyball or walk up and down the beach, but you just wanted to sit and read a book. Maybe you're just like distracted while you're reading and seeing the seagulls and all the other people that were walking around. So actually being at the beach and enjoying just being there and absorbing it is better at a lower energy level where you can just kind of absorb what's going on around you. So again, energy levels aren't good nor bad. It's just allowing yourself to be aware of what energy level you are experiencing, what word really describes that energy level, and then understanding what kind of task you can complete with that energy level and start working on the negative self-talk that you might have. All right, number 3 is techniques to regulate your nervous system. So now we were just talking about awareness of your energy, how you feel about having that specific energy. And then now we want to soothe the nervous system in order to allow us to just be okay with that specific energy level. So techniques that you can utilize here is breath work. Now this can look like so many different ways because there are so many different types of breath work. There's somatic deep breath work. There's box breathing. There's a 4-7-8 count. There's triactive breathing. Literally go absorb and learn all different types of breath work because this is something that is very life-changing. Or if that sounds so overwhelming for you and you're like, I'm not going to go look up anything, Jenna, that's okay. What you're going to do is you're just going to do the basic let's call it a 4x4 count. Go with a 4x4, breathing in, 4 count in, breathing out, 4 count out. Make it super simple. Allow yourself to really tap into your body and expand your belly. So belly breathing. Other ways that you can regulate your nervous system is by tapping, emotional freedom technique. That's something that I love to do because you can change your energy level as well as how you're feeling. If you're feeling more anxious or overwhelmed or confused or sad, angry, from a 8 to 10 all the way down to 2, 4, sometimes even 0 within 10 minutes or less. Amazing stuff. It's very similar to acupuncture, which I absolutely love, but you can do it in the comfort of your home right on your couch. Dancing and moving your body is another way to regulate your nervous system because energy just wants to move. When we're feeling stuck or overwhelmed, a lot of the times it's because energy is just trapped in our body. Another way that you can do this is singing or screaming. These are different ways that your body wants to express and expel energy that is stuck in your body. And lastly, I want to share body mapping. Body mapping is a technique that I utilize, which is body aligned energetics. Body mapping allows you to take physical, mental, and energetic aspects of your body and really communicate with them and ask them what they're trying to share with you in order to really create alignment back in your body, your mind, and your spirit. Next step is setting boundaries. Now, boundaries are not for other people. They are for you. Let me be very clear. When we are creating boundaries, this is a clear line for us to be aware of, like, where we draw the line. A lot of the times though is we have this wobbly boundary. We're like, well, I don't want to be intimate on the first date. We had a really good time and we don't want them to be mad at us. So then we may step over that boundary because, again, it was wobbly to be able to please the other person. What ends up happening is we continue to break trust with ourselves. So within our self, we're like, we're not going to be able to trust ourselves because we constantly go over our boundaries. So that's why I say boundaries are not for others. They are for us. They're a clear set of, like, this is what I stand for. This is what I stand against. Now, the more awareness that you create in yourself. So going back to the first point that I made is when you have more awareness around what your energy level is, and you know that that week you're not feeling that great and you have a lower energy level, and you know that it's not based off of you being a bad person, because that's not true. There is no good or bad energy level. You will be able to set a boundary. Nope, I don't want to go out. Nope, I'd rather stay in and do this, and be okay with it. Because the more awareness that you create, that is the more clarity that you have with yourself, the more trust that you build with yourself. And I get it. Boundaries are way easier to implement when you feel safe, but that safety has to come from within. And like I said, boundaries are easier to set when you have clarity around what your needs are. So that is something that I highly recommend, is start understanding what you need. And this is something that can be very uncomfortable for people because they're not used to putting themselves before anyone else. And if you want any help with really diving into what you need and what you desire, again, go back to my Love's Blueprint ebook. That gives you 6 steps on creating and cultivating profound connection within your relationship, starting with you. Doing what you say you will do. Become the fucking person that does what they say they're gonna do. If you say that you're gonna do something, take action, just fucking do it. Just do it. I was constantly saying that I wanted to go do a salt float all week. And then on Sunday, like I said, wasn't feeling well Saturday. We had a bunch of stuff that we still had to do, so I had to push through it. And so Sunday, I felt like I got hit by a freaking freight truck. And when I was trying to really get through what I wanted to do and I had a headache and not feeling well, I said, you know what? Nope, I'm doing it. I'm doing a salt float. And I set the appointment. And that means I set the appointment. I can't miss out on it. I can't cancel it. I'm going to have to pay. Doesn't matter. I'm going. So I went, and it was the best float I have ever had. I was able to do body mapping, fascial unwinding, and really let go of a lot of things that have been holding me back. I became the person that said what they were going or did what they said that they were going to do. I said I wanted to do a self float. I freaking did it. And then my whole demeanor changed. My energy level went up. I was able to really connect with others. And now, being Monday, I feel so much more connected and clear with where I'm going and what I'm doing. And it is fabulous. Those are my 6 main points, 6 steps on how to create self-care strategies, even when you're feeling like absolute garbage, because we're going to have those days. But really tap into yourself. Understand what you need and what you desire. I'd love to hear in the comments which one sticks out for you, or if you've had this idea already that you've been wanting to do cycle syncing or figure out what your energy is like. Maybe there are other tips that you have. Go ahead and share them in the comments below. Again, grab Love's Blueprint. And if you guys have any questions, follow me on Instagram and shoot me a DM.